Alright, let me try this again. I accidentally turned off the other video. But to continue on what I was saying, if you don't know how to do it, you need to practice it because it could potentially save your life. Like a lot of times we want to try to take the situation into our own hands and fuss and fight and go back and forth when naturally all we have to do is shut up. Naturally, when all we have to do is close our mouth, you know what I'm saying, and allow the situation to work itself out. But that pride being the way, I'm a victim of it. I just now got to the point where I will leave a situation before I sit down and argue. My relationship with my baby mamas ain't the nicest. There's always a roller coaster, be up and down, and I don't know what it is, but all I know as a man, you just know when to hold them and when to fold them. Right now, I'm in my folding season, you know what I'm saying? Because there's other things that I want to do with my life and with my time besides sit back and argue, sit back and fuss, and sit back and fight, If we're not talking about positivity and moving forward, working with each other and helping each other, and I ain't talking about on no one-sided mess, like really helping each other, I don't want to hear it. And that's how I am with anybody I encounter. If all you want to do is sit back and be messy and argue and fight instead of look for resolutions, then I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of cut and dry. I know that can be rough. I can find another approach, but that's what works for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps me sane, keep me out the way. A lot of times people want to come and just dump their trauma on you, dump their negativity on you. I had one of my baby mamas do that to me, and she brought up some stuff from 4 years ago and tried to use that as a reason to be mad at me, because she couldn't put that energy where it needed to go toward the people who was causing her that frustration. And that's exactly what I told her. Like, you trying to find a reason to be mad at me. You trying to find a reason to be upset and argue with me. And I told her, just, go get your mind right now and come back, call me when you good. And I hung up, and she wanted to text me and send voice messages and all that stuff. And I just kept saying good night, because it's like, and that was petty. I didn't have to keep telling her good night. I could just ignored it. I understand that now, But in that moment, I was like, just good night. I was trying to get her to understand, like, just go work on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because clearly, my advice, me telling you what to do and how to go about it, you don't want to hear it. You just want me to shut up and allow you to dump all that stuff off on me. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I just told her, I just had a conversation with her like 2 days prior that I don't like people trauma dumping on me. Don't do that. I don't want to do that. I want to help you find a solution so we can solve that issue, solve that problem, and move on to the next one. But a lot of times people just want you to sit back and listen to them because they don't want to solve the problem. They just want to keep talking about it over and over again, keep coming back to you with the same thing because they like talking about it, because they really don't want to change it. They just rather complain about it. And I'm not with that. That is exhausting. That is an exhausting situation, and I remove myself from it now. I don't deal with that no more. And I understand everybody needs to vent, but when you're an adult, you got to get past just venting. You got to get to the point where you solving your problems. You know what I'm saying? Like the Serenity Prayer say, change the things you can and accept the things that you cannot. I mean, it's plain and simple. Some things you can't change, man, put a little salt on it and take it to the head. Some things you can change, work at it. Like the dude said, I had looked up how to make a goal list, an effective goal list. And one of the key insights that the man told me was you need to prioritize, and then prioritize, and then I want to say synchronize, but I know that ain't the word, and I never bring my spiral in there. I don't know why, but it's prioritize and priority and sequence. Priority and sequence is so important. You know what I mean? All the things you can change, you need to put them in priority list from what is important to most important to least important. You know, and then each item, each task you need to complete, sequence. You need to write down everything that it's gonna take to complete it. You know what I'm saying? And go from there and just work at it every day. Like my task, all the stuff I need to do is dealing with law. And dealing with law, you gotta have money because you're gonna be back and forth sending letters and all that stuff. I don't mean like no jail record, but like child support. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my baby mamas, we split up. The first thing she did was put me on child support, and then told me, you didn't even try. And I'm like, he didn't even give me a chance to try. Yes, I did, Damian. Yes, I did. I'm like, no, you didn't. You put me on child support, so you split up. How was they giving me a chance? She don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't come over here to complain. I'm just showing you. At first, I was arguing back and forth with her, going back and forth. But this reminded me of what I've been through before. And I was like, you know what? You got it. And I cut it off. I cut off all communication. Because it's like, why am I going to waste my time with this when I could be figuring out something better to do with myself, something better to do with my time? And that's exactly what I started doing. I just let her have it. And I know that'll bother a lot of men because it bothered me at first. But it's the most effective thing to do to maintain your sanity. Maintain your sanity. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of men be out here killing women. Because they lose their mind. They be fighting and arguing with a woman. They don't even realize the game. Like, women will take you there. They'll take you there intentionally just to get that reaction out of you. You know what I'm saying? So, practice on that. And the way you practice is have a sound mind with yourself when you alone. Stand on your business. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard this one saying, private prayer give you public power. You know what I'm saying? Practice in private. You'll have that same resilience when you in public, dealing with people, dealing with others. That's all I do. It's that simple. You gotta have your mind made up. Because if not, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You know what I mean? So definitely take time with yourself. True time with yourself. You know, and even if your situation ain't baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? Girlfriends, mothers, fathers, friends, anybody you had that situation with, you argue with, man, cut it off. You know, go regroup, get yourself together, and then try it again. And if they still the same way, and you can talk to them through the argument, try to make them aware about themselves. When you see it start turning to an argument again, remove yourself. You know, you think I'm scared. You would think I'm scared when I'm in a situation because of the way I move around so fast. As soon as I see it starting to turn into an argument and back and forth and tick and tack, I move. I get out the way because the last thing I want to do is sit here and argue and fight with you. Excuse me. That's the last thing I'm gonna do with you. Cause I got so much stuff better to do than sit back and argue and fight. You do too. You know, I'm not saying that I'm above you. The individual I'm talking to. You got so much stuff that you could be working on in life besides us sitting here arguing. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to save face. And I do that most of the time because my communication ain't 150%. I give myself time to calm down, you know, and then go back and see if we can communicate and talk about it. And a lot of people, Most of the time, I have to do that with females. I don't argue with dudes. It's so crazy. I don't be arguing with dudes. It be going back and forth with females most of the time because 9 out of 10 they don't like the way I am. Excuse me. Signs are starting to kick up. Pollen starting to come out here. Yeah, but most of the time, man, I do that with females. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just be baby mama. It be any female I'm involved with if they not already in a safe and secure headspace within themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women don't understand how to communicate with a man. And that's something that men have to realize. A lot of men don't have control over their feelings and emotions. That's how I used to be. Always emotional out the world, angry, because a lot of stuff that I held inside instead of talking about. So now, I don't hold nothing in no more, but I don't let it come out angry either. You know, if I feel like I can't deal with the situation, I let it be known, hey, I can't handle this call with you right now. Like, we want to do this another time. You know what I'm saying? And I get out the way, and I realize there's nothing wrong with that. Because I saved myself some life. I saved myself from saying and doing something I'm going to regret. Give me time to think about it. You know, really deal with myself. You know, I'd rather have another day than be worrying about something or looking over my shoulder. I've been in trouble too many times. Over misunderstanding. But that's just a piece of advice for men and women. You know what I'm saying? I'll be aware of your communication. I seen this post online. I don't remember who the guy is. I would shout him out, but the young man said, understanding is an effective part of communication, but so is listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the most effective parts. A lot of times, like me, when I had it bad, I would be in my head thinking of what I'm about to say. And then when I tune in, I hear a little bit and it sounds crazy. And I be like, man, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm reacting off of that. And then I got to the point where I'm listening and I'm so frustrated and filled with anger. I don't even know how to respond, so I end up holding it in. And boom, pressure bust a pipe every time. Man, your jaw is fat. Pressure bust a pipe every time. And so, started learning how to effectively listen. And while I'm listening, okay, I let them get their complete thought out. And when they're done, then I come back with a response. Even if it's a question, and if I didn't understand something, I ask them. Excuse me. And so that taught me a lot on being able to overlook the small stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just let people talk. You know, and let them get whatever it is out. But if you feel like you're trying to trauma them and just dump your stuff off on me and make me deal with it, nah, that stuff be hard to come up off of it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to shake that stuff out. And I don't like having to fight that. I'll be thinking about it and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta make myself not care. When I go through all that, I'd rather you be frustrated, irritated with me because I'm gonna tell you the truth, give you advice and move on. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't able to do that until I started effectively listening and understanding and then learning how to respond. You know what I mean? Even if the response is getting away from that person, that man or that woman. of time people be scared to do that. I'm not scared to. I will get away from you. I will, man. But on the up and up, I had a pretty good workout today. I hit the row machine for 20 minutes. 4,251 meters, which is 2.6 miles. Now, don't quote me. I don't know. It was probably 4,151 or 4,251 meters. That is 2.6 miles. Man, if you want to work out, you want to sweat, you want to feel it, get on that row machine. Give yourself 20 minutes on that row machine. And it's so interesting how I got into it. I was at a different gym. Where was I at? I was at Crunch Fitness in Indiana. And I seen this guy real fit. He looked like he played soccer or something. You know what I'm saying? He had an athletic build. Man, he was just on the joint, drenching in sweat. I was like, hell, that's what I need. You know what I'm saying? So I got on there. Man, look, I ain't gonna lie, but it took me a minute to get up to being able to not work 20 minutes straight. It took me about a week. But I got to it. Today I had to have a little interval. So I hit the 10 minute mark straight through. And it gave me like a minute and 30-second break. And after that minute and 30 seconds was up, right back at it, and I hit the other 10 minutes. You know. But that's my thing. I love doing rows. It's a full body workout. You know, I feel it in my shoulders, my chest, my legs, my glutes. You got to keep your core engaged, so you're definitely working out the core. I did that. I did one set of dirty 30s, which is with the curl bar. 3 different angles on the curl bar, 10 sets, 3 sets of 10. And then 3 sets of 10, and then let's see, I did leg the other day. I'm not big on legs. Not that I don't work them out. Legs ain't my favorite, but I learned to love them. So I did isolations. I think that's what fitness experts call it. I did leg raises. I think that's what they would. I worked at the top part of my thigh. I worked at the bottom part of my thigh with the seated leg machine. And then I did the press. You know, you gotta use your legs to push out. I did that. They don't have any free weights in here, so I couldn't hit it like I wanted to. Normally, if I had a leg press, I'd be laying back and I'd be pressing the foot part up off of me. And I would do 3 sets of 100, straight burnout. 1 plate on it, straight burnout, 3 sets of 100. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had my partner, I did my partner like that. He was all like, that's it, that's all the weight you gonna put on. I said, yeah, that's all you need. Like, for real. Like, a lot of men don't realize when you work out them legs, the rest of the body gonna respond. So I burn them legs up, get fit, start losing weight off my waist and everything, toning the legs up. I have I ain't even finna say that shit. Forget that. But yeah, man, I stay working my legs, man. You know what I'm saying? I normally don't like doing splits, but this is what works for me. You seeing it, I sleep in my truck, you know. And and I did a little chest today. I did chest yesterday, but I did chest today. I did bench. You know, I still felt the burn. I felt some more muscles with today. And I stretch. Oh man, I stretch. I always stretch before I hit anything. Gotta stretch, man. That's how a lot of people get injured. But I'm gonna keep posting content. You know what I'm saying? Coming to you. I'm gonna try to learn new angles and words to put this on so y'all can start viewing this stuff. Start getting y'all on some lives, commenting and sharing. You know, I'm new to this, but it's real. I'm gonna try to be true to it. You know what I mean? Y'all got to see me come up. I don't know if I'm gonna get an apartment out here yet. I might get a pop-up trailer on y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't know yet. But I'm still debating, so once I figure it out, I'll let you know. All right, y'all. Peace and love. Have a great night.